Falchagu, ye Olde Scots, the Celtic podcast. Kimraha Huladunia. How is everybody? On today's show in Fekomets, Beagan, Gaidhlig, that's Let's Try a Little Gaidhlig, we're going to go over some of the words for St. Andrew's Day. It's coming up November 30th. In Celtic History segment, we'll talk about St. Andrew, the person, and his effect on Scotland. In Everyday Celtic Ways, you'll hear a short story by me called The Poor Boy and the Piskie, which is like a pixie, but that's what they call it in Cornwall. We'll hear music from Cruin, the Dubliners, Braybach, Needfire, and the Rankin family. And as always, it's a wee bit of Irish trivia to test your knowledge to start us off. The Titanic was built at the Harland and Wolff Irish Shipyard in what Irish city? All right. Check out the Olde Scot Facebook group where you can be a part of the Celtic culture. And keep an eye out for the Celtic Badass of the Week, the Celtic Music Spotlight, and Learn a Gaelic Song videos. All right, Kirsch Maha, let's kick this thing off.
Winter winds come rushing in without warning and without sound. The autumn light has grown dim, and I'm walking on the cold hard ground. With the weight of winter on my mind, there might never be a sign. Sometimes footsteps make no sound when you're walking on the cold hard ground. So keep an eye on the horizon, even when the nights are long. Give it time and the sky will change. Whether falling or flying, we are all moving on, and in the light we can find our way. If you see me fall behind, I hope you know I'm coming round. Frozen tears are hard to cry when you're walking on the cold hard ground. There is darkness, but there is dawn, and there will be a morning song for those we've lost and those that we found, walking on the cold hard ground. So keep an eye on the horizon, even when the nights are long. Give it time and the sky will change. 'Cause whether falling or flying, we are all moving on, and in the light we can find our way.
Alright, that was Winter Winds by Breivik. And now it's time for Fekomets Beagan Gaelic. That's Let's Try a Little Gaelic. Now, I'm not an authority on the Gaelic language. I just love learning it. I struggle like most, and I just want to help. What I teach comes from well-respected Gaelic teachers, so hope you find it interesting, informative, and fun. I always display on the screen what I'm discussing, so you can follow along. Now, today we're going to be discussing a few words to celebrate St. Andrew's Day, which is coming up here on November 30th. And we're going to start off with, of course, how do you say St. Andrew's Day? La Nueve Andra, St. Andrew's Day. And then move on to Entowin, which is November. Nueve, which is saint. Culture, which is culture. Dulicus, which is heritage. Bratic, flag. Bratic na Crushe, the Saltire. Cran na Halaba, the Saltire. You can say it both ways. Koharik, celebrate. Gragduka, patriotism. And Ki Rivin, St. Andrews. Alrighty. You can, if you look at the bottom, it says www.gaelicforparents.com. That is a great source for all kinds of interesting Gaelic memes and Gaelic information. So give them a check out. Alright, that's it for Fekomets Beagan Gaelic.
Husk mi yn raidd gadw'n draen sy'n eich Gacw mi brwch yn sŵnd Wsan am frwad yr an Wsan am smoen Sloen ioch mo chadals mo hoen Fain mo fian chafiach wsar im hyf Gawn symud gyciad y ganla Tiwn dygnad garstian am chwmal gydlw Stanel flaeth mo grwai Seg jedeg na haiche fo holas nan rail Gach rana ge jersek en sglio Hokin mo huldrut mar flur sire grein Join kiet flaser to folk
Alright, that was Gundokus, Without Hope by Cruin. Today on Celtic History Break, we're going to talk about St. Andrew's Day, or St. Andrew. And the Scottish flag displays a blue background with a white sideways cross or X. Now the flag honors the patron saint of Scotland, which is St. Andrew. Although he was not actually born in Scotland, Scotland wasn't even a country in St. Andrew's time. It was a wild land, on the edge of the known world, full of tribes of Celtic peoples. The patron saint was born in Bethsaida in Galilee, which is now Israel. Andrew's home, there was Capernaum, and was like his brother Simon Peter. He was a fisherman. Yes, this is the Andrew of biblical times. Andrew, along with Peter, James, and John, formed the inner circle of Jesus' 12 apostles. Now, Andrew was, however, a disciple of St. John the Baptist prior to becoming a follower of Christ. He was baptized by John the Baptist and was the first disciple of Jesus. In the Greek Orthodox tradition, he's known as Protoklikos, which literally means the first called. Now, not a great deal is known about his early life, other than that he is mentioned in the Bible as taking part in the feeding of the 5,000. Now, it is not absolutely certain where he preached the gospel or where he is even buried. But Patras in Achaia claims to be the place where he was martyred and crucified on the cross. Whilst it is not certain where Andrew actually preached, Scythia, Thrace, and Asia Minor have all been mentioned. It appears he traveled great distances in order to spread the word, and it may be this which links him with Scotland. St. Andrew is not just the patron saint of Scotland. He is the patron saint of Greece, Russia, Italy's Alafi, and Barbados, as well as other countries. He is the patron saint of singers, spinsters, maidens, fishmongers, fishermen, women wanting to be mothers, gout, and sore throats. I could use them today. St. Andrew is also the patron saint of the Order of the Thistle, one of the highest ranks of chivalry in the world, second only to the Order of the Garter. Now, two versions of events claim St. Andrew's link to Scotland and its flag. One legend builds upon Andrew's extensive travels, claiming that he actually came to Scotland and built a church in Fife. This town is now called St. Andrews, and the church became a center for evangelism, and pilgrims came from all over Britain to pray there. Another ancient legend recalls how it was after the death of Andrew, sometime in the 4th century, that several of his relics were brought to Fife by rule. The purported relics of St. Andrew, including a tooth, kneecap, arm, and finger bone. This meant the town of St. Andrews became a popular medieval pilgrimage site up until about the 16th century. They were destroyed in the Scottish Reformation, which is a sad thing. But in 1870, the Archbishop of Amalfi sent an apparent piece of the saint's shoulder blade to Scotland, where it has since been stored in St. Mary's Cathedral in Edinburgh. Now, St. Andrew has also been remembered down through the ages for the way he met his terrible death in AD 60. St. Andrew was crucified on the 30th of November of AD 60 by order of the Roman governor Aegius. He was tied to an X-shaped cross in Greece, and this is represented by the white cross on the Scottish flag, the saltire. Now, since at least 1385, it is said that he believed himself unworthy to be crucified on a cross like that of Christ. So he met his end on the saltire, or the X-shaped cross, which became his symbol. His cross, in white and on a blue background, remains the proud symbol of Scotland. His remains were moved 300 years after his death to Constantinople, now Istanbul, by the Emperor Constantine. The supposed anniversary of his martyrdom is the 30th of November. And it's this date that is honored at his feast day each year. Churches were dedicated to him from early times throughout Italy and France, as well as in Anglo-Saxon England, where Hexham and Rochester were the earliest of the 637 medieval dedications. Nationalism is rampant in Scotland, and has been for a very long time. St. Andrew, with his connection to our Lord Jesus Christ, is a large feather in the cap of Scotland. It is also something to fight for, and has been many times. It is also something to die for, and sadly has been done many, many times. This is why we celebrate the patron saint of St. Andrew. He is a symbol that resembles the land he represents: honorable, humble, hardworking, reverent, and tough. All right, that's it for Celtic History Break.
As I was going over the far-famed Kerry Mountains, I met with Captain Farrell and his money he was counting. I first produced my pistol and I then produced my rapier, saying, "Stand and deliver, for you are a bold deceiver, mushering da-ma-doo-da-ma-da. Whack fall the daddy-o, whack fall the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar." I counted out his money and it made a pretty penny. I put it in me pocket and I took it home to Jenny. She sighed and she swore that she never would deceive me, but the devil take the women, for they never can be easy, mushering da-ma-doo-da-ma-da. Whack fall the daddy-o, whack fall the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. I went unto my chamber all for to take a slumber. I dreamt of gold and jewels, and for sure it was no wonder. But Jenny drew me charges and she filled them up with water, then sent for Captain Farrell to be ready for the slaughter, mushering da-ma-doo-da-ma-da. Whack fall the daddy-o, whack fall the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. And 'twas early in the morning, just before I rose to travel, up comes a band of footmen, and likewise Captain Farrell. I first produced me pistol, for she'd stolen away me rapier. I couldn't shoot the water, so a prisoner I was taken, mushering da-ma-doo-da-ma-da. Whack fall the daddy-o, whack fall the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. And if anyone can aid me, 'tis my brother in the army. If I can find a station in Cork or in Killarney, and if he'll go with me, we'll go roaming in Kilkenny, and I'm sure he'll treat me better than my sporting Jenny, mushering da-ma-doo-da-ma-da. Whack fall the daddy-o, whack fall the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar, and mushering da-ma-doo-da-ma-da. Whack fall the daddy-o, whack fall the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Whoop!
All right, that was Whiskey in the Jar by the Dubliners, the live version. And now it's time for Everyday Celtic Ways. We're going to talk about the poor boy and the Piskie. It's a story I wrote. Now, everybody's heard of pixies. You know, the Irish fairy mythology. Well, in Cornwall, they call them piskies. Of course, there are numerous tales about Cornish piskies and the local fairy folk. And one is a tale of a poor little boy from St. Allen near Truro. Now, he wandered into a dell close at home to pick some flowers to take to his mother. When his mother went to look for him, he could not be found in order to eat his meager little lunch. He could not be found anywhere. After 3 days of searching by the villagers, the child was found fast asleep in the very spot where his mother had seen him last. The child did not know that any time had passed. He said he had heard a bird singing while he was picking flowers, and followed the sound of the lovely song into the woods. Suddenly, before he knew it, it was night and there were lots of stars. But as he looked at the stars closely, they weren't really stars, they were piskies. They led him into a cave sparkling with jewels and gave him honey to eat before singing him to sleep. The Piskies liked this young boy because he wasn't afraid of them, or did he try to hurt them, or capture them, or anything. The young boy, despite being poor, was blessed to see with an innocent eye the beauty of all things around him, which is why he was picking flowers for his mother. Now, since his father had died, his mother had worked so hard to care for him, but it was hard. Sometimes there was no food, and he could see the sadness in his mother's heart. When he awoke, he was back in the dell. He embraced his mother, for he loved her so much. And he hugged her. She hugged her beloved son back, but his pockets were lumpy. When she investigated the lumps, she found that they were full of sparkling jewels, a present from the Piskies. The two of them wanted for nothing after that for the rest of their lives, and they lived happily ever after. Aww. That's it for Everyday Celtic Ways.
Daddy's knee, he said never forget what it cost to be free. Blood was spilled and good men died. Wherever you go, hold your head up high. Yeah, I'm young, free and Celtic, rocking all over the world. I'm young, free and Celtic, rocking all over the world. Make my way, I'll stand my ground. There's nothing anyone can do to hold me down. Yeah, I'm young, free and Celtic, rocking all over the world. I'm young, free and Celtic, rocking all over the world. I kneel and pray. I say thank you to the man for every day. Yeah, I'm young, free and Celtic, rocking all over the world. I'm young, free and Celtic, rocking all over the world. I'm young, free and Celtic, rocking all over the world. Yeah, I'm young, free and Celtic, rocking all over the world. Woo!
Well, that's it. That was Young, Free, and Celtic by Needfire. It's a great band from Texas. Well, that's it for today's show. Hope you liked it. I'm trying to keep it interesting, informative, and fun while showing you the beauty of all things Celtic. Top 11 Heritage. Now, before I let you go, the trivia question answer. The Titanic was built in Belfast, Ireland at the Harland and Wolff Irish Shipyard. Remember to check out the Olde Scot YouTube channel where you can look at the Learn a Gaelic song videos, Celtic Badass of the Week videos, Celtic Music Spotlight, Celtic podcast videos, Speaking Our Language videos, Celtic movies, scary stories, and much, much more. And my Facebook group, Olde Scot, where you can give me your insights and inputs on all things Celtic. Martian Leave and Drozda, bye for now. But I'm going to let you go with a song. And it's a fiddle melody from the Rankin family. And it's a combination of short songs. Lime Hill, Keep the Country Bonnie Lassie, Jack Daniel's Reel, Little Donald in the Pig Pen. All right. Well, enjoy.